Evening, guys. Call to order, March 15th, 5:30. Everybody get a chance to review the minutes from last meeting?
Yes, sir.
And if so, can I get motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to
Do
approve.
we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Minutes are approved. Thank you, Michael. All right, 2023 bingo. Bingo. And I'm liking that already.
So the update, Christine's been sending out emails to kind of give everyone updates on what we've been doing internally. I believe the last one she sent out, I don't know if she sent out that we were able to get the shrine to waive the $500.
She did.
Yes.
So Christine was able to do that through working with the shrine.
Good.
She dropped off all the paperwork and everything that we needed today at the shrine for the event. We are working with the insurance company on insurance for that fall festival. You know, trying to fine tune that with all the things we're doing, making sure since we get insurance for.
And we got our permits and all that. We're all set.
Yep,
Perfect.
we are good to go for bingo. We already have a platinum sponsor. We have a gold sponsor.
Who's the platinum sponsor?
Bagley, Carlin and Mandio are the township solicitor.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
We
good.
reached out to them to, usually reach out to the engineer, the solicitor to kind of get us kickstarted with the fundraising part. Letters have been sent via email this year. Christine's been working real hard at getting an email list together for businesses so that we can do as much of this stuff virtually as possible.
Have her reach out to CMBBA and they'll give her what we have, and then she can add that to her list. Another committee.
Is Christine who's talked who Christine talked to?
She can go on the site cmbba.org and talk to him. Call Bob's office. Gwen will pick up and give her everything.
All right, that's what I'm just trying to know who to direct Christine toward for that
Yeah,
conversation.
show Walter.
All right,
I'll
so
say
Gwen
that.
and that Showalter.
Did she get the gifts,
Not yet.
the prizes for that? And does she need help?
We have not done that yet because we just hadn't finalized, waiting to get a couple things in with making sure the event's good to go. That's something we're gonna start working on in the next few weeks.
Yeah,
So we still need the eight gift baskets, correct? Or more,
The raffles, right?
the raffle baskets.
Yeah, because the gifts, I'd like to do more rechargeable drills, that kind of thing.
I'm gonna see if Christine.
I'm right
I
here.
know she has a couple gift baskets already.
Can you hear me, Mike?
But we were looking for 8, right? Minimum of 8.
Yeah, but I know Christine has at least one.
Oh, wait,
There,
let me,
Christine?
I'm here. Oh, wait, can you hear me?
It's connected to the thing in my office. Hold on.
I
Watching people Bluetooth connected to my speaker in my desk.
Are we on there?
Yeah.
Okay. Always check.
You said you're gonna be attending, right? The bingo?
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do the actual.
You're announcing and
I'll
you're
call
gonna be
the- I'll call-
attending, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
I'm still up in here and
Mhm.
are you attending?
Yep.
Okay.
I think I'm good that week. I missed the other one. We have another one first. I'm missing that one. That's Cinco de Mayo.
See if Christine started coming in on this now.
She's yelling at you in your office.
We'll see.
Can you hear me
Christine,
now?
Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hello?
Can you hear us, Christine?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
The lights are flickering. I don't know if that's bad.
She's unmuted, but
Let's see.
she's talking, but it's not working. Why is that doing that?
She might have to type.
I can do that. Can you hear me?
Not muted.
No.
Can you hear me, Mike?
Why don't you tell her to get out of the connection and come back in? Look at that's hit or miss on those Zooms, man.
My volume's not muted on my computer. It's all the way up.
You do it on your phone?
Just try to sign back in.
What I'm saying, if it
You
doesn't
visit.
work, put it on our speaker on your
Yeah.
phone.
Can I hear you now?
Weather's been so erratic, huh?
Yeah, it's been great. I'm not gonna complain.
You know what? We had colder weather. in
Can you
March.
hear me?
Now,
Hey,
Yay! Hi, everyone.
hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
So the question I heard was about what baskets we have.
correct.
We have 3 so far. We have one from Fusion Kitchen.
Ooh,
We have one from Bishop Estate Winery,
Yeah, good.
and we have one from Asher's Chocolates.
Nice. Very nice. And did you get all those baskets?
Yes.
Awesome.
Wow.
Where have
And,
you been all these years?
and the best part is they're not the people that we usually hit up.
Well, good. Good. We'll mix it up.
So what was our goal, Christine? 8 to 10?
Our goal, it says on the paperwork I have, the goal is 6 to 10.
Okay,
I like to try for 10 and then, scale down if necessary, but I don't like to be told that I'm not gonna have 10.
good. All right. And when and who is going shopping for the purses and for the gifts?
I think we can handle that this year with Christine here on the staff level, what we used to do in the past. And I know Christine knows Sue, so if Sue wants to help go
Okay.
shopping, they can certainly arrange that.
I would say ask Sue first because that is Sue's favorite part. So that would be a nice in for her just meeting Sue. Yeah,
I think she knows Sue.
oh,
I've
no.
known Sue for years.
Oh, no. Oh, sorry, we're on the air. No, that's great. No, Sue's great people. She loves helping, so that works perfect.
So I think from a standpoint of with Christine here, if Christine feels we need help, I know Sue's there, we can reach out. But I think, we can take care of getting the baskets and stuff in-house. We've already started going to some of the golf courses and things that we've done in the past. It was just a matter of what other ideas we could come up with for his prizes.
Rechargeable drill set, if you have something, they have inexpensive ones.
We've done that at Home Depot, we've done
Right.
WIOB.
Right, exactly. Whatever one's on sale, doesn't
Yeah.
matter. And then another thing that's very popular is they have very small battery charger jumper boxes. Every guy loves them. We all want them in our car because we might need them. But they're not the big ones. They're just real small and they're cheap. So that's a really good idea too for his. Anybody else have anything?
No, we were gonna keep it at 70-30, right? 70-30 purses.
Yeah, I think last year we did so we had, for the 15 regular games, we split it 9 and 6, and then we had for grand prizes for the special game, the special 16th game, we had 2 hers and 1 his, and had 3 winners, I think,
Right,
for that last game. So we played till you had 3 winners, so they would get the choice, and we did what Dale recommended, which was
yeah, it worked.
have it set up so every 3 games, there's 3 choices, so you could pick between the 3 prizes.
First winner gets pick a 3, second winner gets pick a 2, third winner
Okay.
gets the one that's left. Instead of just saying you win this fancy orange phone, you get a choice.
Gotcha. All right,
I'm
so that's
also-
good. that's good.
Christine.
I'm also working with a company. I'm trying to get, they're called man crates. And they do specialized boxes geared to men, like a barbecue kit, I got my husband a margarita kit one year. So I've reached out to them and hopefully I will hear back from my friend Juan there in the next week or two.
What's it called?
Man crates.
Man crates.
Okay, good, good. And we have, I don't remember if she said she was volunteering or not. I think Mary Beth, is she's gonna be volunteering at the bingo event?
Yeah, I think she would be there at the beginning,
Yeah.
like she has been in the past to help at the front door.
So it's looking more and more like I'll be able to be there. So we have 4, 5, and then I've sprayed to Parks and Recreation. We might get a couple from Parks and Rec as volunteers.
Yeah, I mean, and the bingo one, for the most part, is about getting people in and then cleaning up at the end of the night is the big part.
Yeah, I always help for that part too, but that's basically, we gotta sweep and leave it in as good or better condition than we found it. And the other thing, Christine asked Sue about the ladies. If you just ask about the ladies, she has a group of ladies that help on events. That's their specialty. They do fundraisers and help nonprofits. So they're the ones that actually go around selling the raffles and all that. Sue has a contact for them. So ask her about the ladies.
Yeah, that's on my list.
Okay, cool.
Do we have any more of these? Give me a couple. I'm gonna take it to Pine Run Retirement Community.
Yeah, we have
Those-
another 7 right here.
Okay,
Or make
perfect,
the ink
perfect.
bigger.
And
perfect.
and both you and Angelo, Christine printed out 50.
Yep, I
got, thank
got
you,
those.
thank you.
I got a meeting after this meeting, so I'll distribute it out. Anything else?
Yeah, if those ladies aren't interested, I have 2 boys that are gonna be looking for something to do for a couple hours.
They were great. They
so
were the water
They'll be
boys.
more than happy to walk around selling raffle tickets.
Yeah, so we'll see what we can put together and,
Yeah, they're good for cleaning up, but during it, I don't know what'll keep them busy, so.
I mean, we can always rope them into it, like somebody can always use help running the bags back and forth. We've
Okay.
done that in the past, so there could be some stuff to do there.
Well, how many people do we need before we have everybody commit?
6.
We need 6 people?
It's mostly the cleanup at the end. All you do is bring the trash cans and people's,
It's really
Well-
about the beginning and the end of the.
Well, I know I can definitely set up like we did last year.
Like, I think if you're saying everybody here, it's more of we can divide and conquer, maybe get half you to come with, around
Are
4.
you gonna set up or is it Bob?
I always try and go over, I've always gone over in the past, it might work a little different this year, because the first year we went, when I was here, we got locked out for.
I'm definitely good for the setup.
Okay.
Then if Bob's gonna be there with his pickup truck. Right?
we could use more signage. Finding the shrine, you think would be easy? You can look for the big tall building up on the hill, but you won't know where the park or where the bingo is. So signs directing people in from Ferry Road,
Like an
and
A-frame?
arrows, right, event with an arrow, so we can use those signs out on the street for the fall festival and all that. Don't say bingo this way, say event. And then there are multiple uses, 2-sided. They work well. That's my suggestion.
What, like an A-frame sign?
No, well, yard signs that,
I'm thinking about the kind of what that we've used, but we just need to improve what they say and how they look.
The directional signs,
right,
That are like the,
like the fall festival.
gutters,
Yeah.
we did your siding that they.
Yeah, like those.
somebody's lawn.
right, exactly. And then they have an arrow on
Do
them.
we want those? Cause I'll get them I'll ask Display Sign to make some.
Yeah, I mean, if we can make some that just say, like Dale said, a bed that we can sort of repurpose.
Yeah, they're like 12-inch by 24-inch. Or, regular job
Yeah, yeah.
job sign. And then it just says event. The event can be in the arrow. If you have like a red arrow, event can be in white in it. And then we can use them for multiple things. And at the end of the event, we go back and pick all the signs up and put them in with our supplies for next year. But
So they usually end up in the trunk of my car for a year.
yes, Yeah, cause I put them in there.
So let me know what you guys want on them and then I'll get, I'll go to Display Signs and get them.
I'll work with Christine tomorrow to come up with maybe some sort of mock-up and get it sent to you.
Yeah,
Get it sent.
you can write bingo on a couple to go by the street, bingo with an
We
arrow,
could put a topper that says bingo.
right? But the event ones are nice, cause like when we have the fall festival, we can line them up, like 3 event signs. You
And we
know,
need maybe what, 5, 6, 5, 6?
yeah, at least 6.
We'll go out there and look at it from the route that we have to go and see what might make the most sense.
And the only other thing is, believe it or not, the shrine does not have lights. So in the parking lot, I'm always trying to aim my truck. I park in the corner and aim my truck so everybody can see what they're doing. It's pretty darn dark out there when you're expecting 2 ladies to leave bingo and go in the dark parking lot. So I don't know if Township has any portable light. I don't,
We don't have them. I mean, if it feels like we need to, then I will certainly look into it. But I mean,
It-
they have lights, they're just not bright. And sometimes they're not on.
And
you mean
that's-
at the shrine?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do have light poles there.
Every time where we park for the bingo is right next to the cemetery and it's dark.
Oh, I'm not saying it's not dark. I'm saying they have some that are like right. at the
That's
front
the
of
only,
parking lot.
that's the only entrance to the hall, right? Without going up the steps and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's where we have
Yeah.
them come in.
Yeah.
It's a great facility. That's the only negative that I could give is
It is what
a
it
little
is.
a little shaky. We haven't had anything happen yet. The one year I had a couple ladies that they're waiting for their Uber. So I waited, but it was darn near 11 o'clock before he got there. So it was, yeah, don't want to make a habit of that. But
Okay.
lights are important.
So who's the gold sponsor?
Christine, who was the gold sponsor we got?
Our gold sponsor that we have so far is Fusion Kitchen.
Wow.
Good.
And then we have one silver sponsor so far, who is McCaffrey's.
Nice.
Very good.
Okay, and then we decided no food, no drinks, right?
Yeah, I think that's.
Okay.
Other than if we have volunteers, making sure we have food for them.
Do your boys want to do soft pretzels and water?
I said last year, I think 6 waters were sold. That was it. It
Yeah, we
was
just
just
said
more
no.
of a
Okay,
carrying 3 cases of water and then walking out with 2.5.
Yeah,
It
we
was
don't,
like,
we don't need to do any of that.
okay.
We actually advertise that people can bring refreshments and drinks to share, so.
What Mike was saying is the volunteers, if we want to bring a 6-pack or a 12-pack of water for the volunteers, then
Yeah, like last year, we went and ordered pizzas, a couple bottles of soda and had it there for them. So that they could eat throughout the night.
okay.
That's true. The girls, the ladies, they always gotta be fed too, so.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll figure it, just,
All right, good. Good job, Christine. And thanks for getting us to 2023 on the registration.
yeah,
No problem.
Did we have anybody yet or no?
Or
Did we sell any tickets yet?
not as of yet, but I think this is where that's why we started thinking about different ideas like these to go out to local, but like you said, like put one of these at Pine Run. They can help them to, like I said, the QR code works and we'll take them to the event page.
Okay.
So you just take out your phone, scan it, it'll take you right to the site to buy tickets.
Yeah, I was on there today,
And
checking it out.
Christine and I have spent time talking about what we do.
veteran something.
What we need to do, is people can still come in here and buy them and we can take care of that for them.
Okay, great.
So, we're not limited.
Veteran something. Are they gonna,
Well, that's a different discussion.
okay, that's what I thought.
Yep.
Okay,
Any other questions on the bingo? All right, let's move on to the Fall Festival.
As far as the fall festival goes, I left the 300th anniversary on there. The board weighed in and they want the 2 events to be planned. They can still occur on the same day, but to be planned independently of each other. And not have some sort of connecting event throughout the day. I think my experience with these things is I've done them with Northampton for Northampton Days and things like that is I don't think it will affect having a gap between them because these festivals and things are not things people stay at all day necessarily. They come for a few hours with their family, they might leave and come back. It's a very fluid situation. So the board has said, weighed in and said they would like the 300 committee wants to plan fireworks, which that's progressing as we go through that. But to plan the fall festival from 10 to 3.
So
we have
we're going
we
to
have
status
our-
quo. We're doing
we
10 to
have
3.
We're adding an hour
Hour.
to the event.
Yep, That's a
But,
good move.
but we're planning it as.
All right, so we'll do our own thing. We'll do
Yeah.
our fall festival as we usually do. Good, I like that.
With the exception that they're gonna add, we're talking to reenactors to be there at 10 from the 300, like, they're gonna have a display, so we'll have an area in the fall festival
Gotcha.
that's designated
Gotcha.
for what the 300 committee is
Well,
doing.
I'll tell the board what that is real quick, as I'm on that committee as well. So the 20 by 40 tent, you're gonna go in one door at 1723, and you're gonna come out at 2023. That's gonna be somewhere in the stage area. We gotta do the layout of the facility yet. And we're gonna have an encampment. The encampment's gonna include, professional blacksmith and silversmith from Williamsburg. And we also have, people that are dressed in garb, from 1723. So they're gonna set up a literal encampment. One's gonna be making, thread and teaching if a kid wants to learn how to do it, so it's interactive. And they got one guy, making mead, which is beer, alcohol. So we're gonna have a little encampment. It's gonna be an area we're gonna have to do somewhere around the tent. So we'll have to do the layout eventually, but they're the two things that affect this committee.
That was just that last week. Colonial
Um,
Williamsburg.
Yeah,
That's
so
pretty
you're
easy.
gonna see the guys
Yeah, and the blacksmith, well, my son, my
and
little
the
guy loved it.
silversmith. Yeah, so it'll be both on.
Awesome.
That stuff will fit in nicely. So far, we are working on booking the face painter. Christine has a contact for a caricaturist, so we booked them to be at the event as well. Plus, Christine had a contact for someone who does like balloon, I think Christine balloon animals or something like that.
Yeah, she's amazing. Her name's Jackie McCoy and she rides around on this quad and she does the most amazing balloon crafts for kids and adults want them too.
How does she charge, Christine?
She will actually charge us hourly.
Good.
So then it would be free to the participants.
That's
So we
perfect.
look
What,
probably for a sponsor for her.
I heard no less than 5 times last time that the best part of our fall festival was you don't need money for anything. You literally go from station to station. I don't have to get my wallet out every time. It was very refreshing. So yeah, I think we got to stick with that. That was, other than Marco's hamburgers.
Well, thank you, but I think we're gonna make an attempt to contact some food trucks, right?
Mhm.
So your father-in-law or your
My father,
father?
and then I also know a food truck.
Okay,
And I went to the Fire and Ice Festival 2 weeks ago. I don't know if you guys heard of that.
I did, but go ahead and tell them.
Oh my God, it was like free everything, like you said, except
that?
they had a beer garden where all the adults stayed and then the kids went. They had this like fake ice skating rink and where kids can go ice skating. Everything was all ice or fire and it was just fantastic. So,
Where is that?
it was right next to Abington High School, but it wasn't Abington. I think it was that town that's
Jenkintown.
right next to it. No, it's not
Upper
Jenkintown.
Moreland, Lower Moreland.
Yeah, it wasn't Fort Washington. It was
Jenkintown?
something like that.
Cheltenham.
But it was
What'd
great.
you say?
Jenkintown.
But they had like eight to 10 food trucks and then a beer garden. And then everything else was like for other kids where it was all free. So
And what are we gonna do with the food trucks? Are we gonna let them sell what they are, not charge them? Do we?
no,
have-
you charge. They pay a fee.
They pay a fee based on their,
Sometimes it's either you can have, I know there are different ways to do it. You can
Mhm.
have a flat fee, you can have a percentage of what they earn.
Yeah.
Do we want to do that now?
well, we wanna try to get them.
Well,
and
yeah,
book them.
I'm in the process of
And-
figure all that out.
You know,
Okay.
us cooking and getting hamburgers and buns and all that, that could be a last minute thing if you don't have enough food trucks. We can always add that at the
And in all
end.
honesty, we get food trucks, now you're talking about Public Works can.
Do
set
other
up
things.
Everything on, put everything out on Friday, what chairs we need can be placed out in the field. We're talking about getting the tents
Less
out.
hours.
The only concern that with the food truck person that I have is when it's the first year of doing it, make sure you have a designated spot all ready to go, because sometimes they show up and it's like, oh, well, just go over there, and it doesn't really work that way when hundreds of cars are trying to come into this one lot. So make sure you have.
I mean, I think if we did do food trucks, the easy thing would be to have a portion of that parking lot outside the pavilion coned off for them, like maybe on this side of the park, so people aren't walking across the street, but keep it open for cars to flow.
Mhm.
Might be a way we can handle that, and that way they're up against the pavilion, so people can walk out, order food, and then use the pavilion to sit down and eat.
Now, how many food trucks do you think we need?
I was gonna say, how many would be ideal? Because I have a listing of area food trucks that I could reach out to also.
And I know for a fact.
And what type of food?
We
I
don't
would say
want to
all different.
overlap either, because they're very particular about that, so you have one guy doing, someone's doing hamburgers, don't hire a second one to do.
Yeah,
Yep.
all different type of food. I mean,
Right.
pizza,
I think keep it
hamburgers,
to- You keep it to festival type of.
bring the ice cream guy.
I don't think we need a lobster truck.
So.
No, they had a
we-
coffee one, they had with hot chocolate and stuff, they had a soft pretzel one, they had a cheesesteak one, they had I mean, everything was different. Yeah, there
Yeah.
was.
Kona Ice is also very popular.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Kona Ice. I think maybe we can talk about trying to keep it as simple as possible. Maybe
Well, I just don't want to
think,
disappoint them on the
Right.
amount of people we
Me
have.
too.
you
That's
know,
what I'm thinking. I think maybe 4. What do you think?
Well,
4?
that's what I'm saying, like, maybe focus on, like Christine just said, get the Kona Ice one, because that'll probably be popular,
Okay,
that's a dessert one. Then get one that's like a main course one, and maybe one that does pretzels and snacks and funnel cakes or something, something that's a little,
okay.
maybe do 2 or 3, and
So 2 food and 2 before and after.
yeah, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I have a funnel cake connection, and there's a local one called the Tot Rod that does gourmet tater tots with all kinds of stuff on them.
Yeah, that's an
I mean,
easy fare.
if they're local to our community, that's even better.
At the CB West
Agreed.
games, they have some great food truck. Jules has like a.
Jules
has a food-
Pizza's one. Yeah.
And you know who has one too? The new Mediterranean restaurant down on 611, Ardana. They had that truck with that pizza phenomenal. Even my dad from Italy, he was like, "Oh my God, it's phenomenal."
Ordana,
Tell Christine.
Yeah, the restaurant's called Ardana. They had that CB West game. They made phenomenal pizza. I don't know how Mediterranean makes phenomenal, but they made phenomenal pizza. It's called the restaurant's called Ardana. They have a truck.
I will track them down.
The restaurant's a Mediterranean restaurant. You know where it is?
ARDANA?
Ardana, I think it is. Yeah. You know where the restaurant is? You know where the nice, beautiful shopping center on 611 where it has all the is that the beautiful
Valley Square.
No, the fire.
Not often you have shopping centers described as beautiful.
I know,
So
that's-
you can walk around. Take it out to.
Valley Square.
Is it Valley
Yeah,
Square? The
yeah.
one you can
Street
walk around.
Road 611,
It's on 611 across from
Home Depot.
yes.
Yes.
It
I
has
know
the,
exactly where it is.
Yeah.
I grew up in Warrington, so I know exactly where it is.
Hey, I knew that's why I liked you. Me too.
Yeah, it's the food truck. I mean, it was phenomenal. The pizza was ridiculous.
All right, well, now since we have a time that we know we're gonna start, I guess we can reach out to the performers and,
Yeah, and I think with the extra hour, we can look at when we want them to start performing and work on those times, like maybe action karate. I have times written down on a sheet in front of you.
well, I'll contact the School of Rock to see what time they can start and how long they can give us.
I talked to Babylon School of Dance, and we're trying to get them to do one of their dance routines would be from 1723. I don't know what the dance is. We're working on it. If anybody knows what the theme would be, let that's fine, but that's what we're working on, and then she'll have the kids learn how to do the dance.
Did they dance in 1723?
They had to dance in 1723, right? I don't know.
Somebody said it, the try sometimes, probably like a waltz or something, you know,
Mm,
probably it's gonna be something like that.
I don't know. I have no idea. It was before our country. How do we know? I have no idea.
Got me.
We'll keep working on that. We're working on that at the other 300
I
committee.
think we gotta fine tune what the times are.
I mean, what other performances we can invite? I mean, we have School of Rock, which was a hit. Babylon's always a hit. Action Karate is a hit. What else can we bring in?
We wanted
So we have more
historians.
like,
This year, historians,
do we
because
bring up a magic show? Do we,
Stand-up comedy.
no, like a magic show, like for the kids or something, or?
I mean, that would be something that would be kind of cool to look into if we could find something like that. We'll have to look around. Maybe Christine and I can brainstorm tomorrow.
You know what I'm saying? Like get like, instead of just three, maybe like, because a lot of people were disappointed that they were, like the School of Rock didn't play longer.
yeah, there was
No,
dead
I,
time.
as much as I like it, I think the School of Rock should be the last one, if we can set it up that way. Because I think that's how it was prior to when they stopped coming, was making them the last one so they can play.
As
When
long
they
as
go
they want.
on, they're on. And they can set up a playlist to the end of the event.
Yeah. I have to talk to director, see when the kids are available.
You know, but I think if we talk to them now, we might be far
Yeah.
enough out that, you know, saying, hey, can you guys play from 1 to 3?
Yeah, I'll take care of
You
that.
know what I mean? If you talk to them, Marco, I think
We're working around them, so they get the prime stage. So wherever they want, they get.
But that stage was built for them.
I know. So
Okay, I'll take care of that.
you
But
know,
maybe we can add, you know, a couple other performers. I don't know. I just threw out magician out there for the kids or.
comedy and magic are two good ones. That was
yeah, I
really,
mean, there could be different ones too. I've like thought about it, like, you know, how people do like this little science experience that you might be able to do with like little things, like a Bill Nye-ish type.
Like what Home Depot does for the kids? Like on Saturday mornings,
Might be, that's what I mean, like make a potato clock or, you know, something
make up
that.
tree birdhouses and stuff like that.
Well, I was thinking like something like they come in with something like cool, like dry ice to make smoke or do something like some of those different ones. Like
No, I wonder if Home Depot would sponsor, because you know, well, you don't have kids, but when the kids were small, Home Depot, every Saturday and Sunday mornings, they had this, they'd give the tools and the kids would build birdhouses and stuff, or, you know, something like that. That might be pretty cool.
maybe
I'm
we
thinking
get
that maybe is less of a performance and more of like an actual station.
DIY
Yeah.
thing.
Like,
Well,
like the pumpkin decorating, like set it up like where they have a spot.
well, as long as you brought that up, that's gonna be a lot bigger. I'm gonna co-sponsor that somehow with my company. But I'm gonna go for 3 pallets of pumpkins this time.
You wanna go that large?
I blew through that pallet of pumpkins and
You don't wanna just double it? You wanna triple it?
if I run out, it's on
He's a
you. I
gambler,
don't care.
man. When he goes big, he goes big.
I-
Gil River doesn't know anything but big.
That's it. We're gonna do
It's
it.
the size of his-
As you can't tell from the truck.
If you want 2, we'll do 2, but
I don't, I'm just raising, all I'm raising is a question. If you're comfortable going out there and purchasing 3 pallets, it's 750 pumpkins, think you're gonna go through that? I mean, my first thought is always escalate it slowly. You know, I'd rather run out again,
okay.
you know, than be left with 150.
What I
pumpkins
did
and
run
not
out
be
of
able to-
was the stuff to decorate the pumpkins with.
So,
yeah.
yeah, that will,
That was, I was running out of the markers and the watercolors and the stickers went fast, so we gotta invest more in that. It's the 300th year, so we have to, I'm thinking we'll go something with that theme, but that was a hit with the pallets, the tables made of the bales of hay. It was an easy cleanup. It was, a lot of positive feedback on that and the bubble machine.
I
Yeah.
think I'm gonna, but like I said, I keep looking at that event. Is the more activities we can continue to add to it, that's what's gonna grow it
Mhm.
and make people come out. Because to your point, people saying, I don't have to pay for anything. If we can continue to get good sponsors and have activities for the kids, that parents can come out and,
I talked to the Boy Scouts, they want to get involved. If we need something for them to do, maybe that activity, you know, they would be happy to do that. They want to be involved. One of the things I was gonna present to the board was an idea of having a sectioned off not-for-profit area of vendors. We have so many different vendors in the area that give services to our residents, Alzheimer's, cancer, dementia, all these folks, pets. If there's a section that we had just community services, not for profit, I think that would be a really big hit in this, for this festival.
I mean, I kind of view that as the vendor space. I think they can, you know,
It is vendor space, but I'm saying if we did it as a community service area, I think it's good because people say, I didn't know you had help for this, or I didn't know, you know, whatever it might be. I just think it would be a good idea, but
I want to know how many, at least for me, when I'm trying to plan out where we're putting all this stuff, I'd want to know how many vendors we have like that. Because if it's 2 or 3, I don't want to designate an entire area of our layout to 2 or 3
Gonna be more
vendors.
than
I'd
2 or
rather
3.
just be in with the other vendors.
Now, talk about vendors. Christine, what can we do better to attract vendors?
I actually have, I ran 2 events
That's
over
why I asked you.
in Hatfield, so I actually have lists of vendors. The big thing, with this being March and luckily we have 6 months, so if I start hopping on getting some information out to vendors and we can secure them, because there are like 50 events a weekend that these people get hit up for. And the closer you get to the event, the more booked up they are. So we can start now, basically with a save the date. If you're interested in, you know, showing your wares or whatever, you know, get on this now kind of thing. I mean, I'm just spitballing right now because I don't have those notes in front of me, but I probably have about 100 vendors I can reach out to. And I'm sure Sue Gelb has, you know, a lot of people that she does craft work with. I'm sure she'd suggest a few people for us also.
Yeah, and I know we had some local food businesses that did it. Pepinos, Toro Guacamole, had tents that they made food the whole time they were there, and
Yeah.
people were at them all day.
Yeah,
know
I have a lot of ones that shop, you know, a lot of your artisans. My one question was, for going back to the nonprofits, would we give them those spots gratis, or would we be charging nonprofits?
I personally think we should do gratis. But our fees, we gotta raise our fees. What is our vendor?
I will say this, when I've had people reach out to us for free in the past, I viewed it as we charge $20. We're
Yeah,
not, you know, we're not sitting here going, I want $150 from you. The vendor spot, I think
do you
is 20
have the
bucks.
amounts for how much vendor?
So I mean,
was-
I kind of treated it like, you know.
I think it was 50 to 25.
What were our
Yeah,
vendor fees?
25 to 50 is the average
It was
for vendor
$50
spot.
to $25, wasn't it for us?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I did number 20, it could have been another $5 and then 25, but
Right.
that's where we let it live. I'm gonna bring it up again because I said it last year. I'd like to move away, like, not saying people can't come with yard sale stuff, but
We need to separate the two.
well, I'm just saying, let's take the yard sale. If they wanna come pay the same vendor fee and set up and sell stuff, cool. But I still think the yard sale component detracts from if you wanna have a yard sale, you can have one at your house, put up signs, do it. I think it detracts from what we're trying to grow this event into.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because last year
The car
there was a
situation.
couple, well, there was a couple comments that couple of vendors didn't like yard sale people.
And
being either
that's
side.
the other reason, like, if you wanna do it, come pay the same thing as a vendor and set up your tent.
But even if they come and pay the same thing, we need to separate the two.
Well, I don't even wanna do the yard sale, I prefer to,
Then let's not do it.
because I think the way we're talking about trying to grow this event is getting away from what that part of it is.
And you need
We wanna
money.
Have a community day, but we don't need we want residents to participate, we don't want them hawking their wares.
Yeah, and we don't want them buying. it.
I
That's
agree.
the only thing they're gonna bring money out for is food and stuff on the blanket.
You know,
You know?
I just, that's just my
I
personal.
know, I
opinion.
agree with you. If you guys all agree, I mean,
I
I,
agree
And,
also.
and then from my perspective, if someone still wants to do it and pay it, they're a vendor. We're not telling them they're a yard sale, they're a vendor. They pay a
So-
vendor fee and
I'm,
this is what they're choosing to sell. I don't know what to tell you.
can we make a motion $25 for a vendor fee?
Let me,
let's,
let me get the numbers
Yeah.
and we'll get an email out to the, we'll just shoot an email out so that we can let Christine get rolling on talking to vendors. I'll shoot an email of what we paid last year.
yeah,
And we'll look-
and it's important that we respond to the emails,
Yeah,
like, so we don't keep it hanging, because we can take a vote via email on this stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
this is
and
just
I think
fundraising.
some of this stuff is more just, I just need your nod that you're comfortable with a recommendation Christine or I are
yeah,
making
yeah.
on some of this stuff.
There's no reason we can't make our recommendations over email on a fundraiser.
I kind of think the not-for-profit should be a free spot if it's a community service.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it's something positive for the community, let them present it.
Yeah, on that topic, I don't want to disagree with you, but
Mhm. No, you
I don't want it to get lost that this is for the Veterans Park. And it's a fundraiser for the Veterans Park, and then start having other community things.
Not anymore.
Oh.
The bingo is directly to Veterans Park. This is more of a fall festival.
For Veterans Park, right?
Yeah,
It's,
technically still speaking, whatever we earn goes into the Veterans
Yeah.
Park.
Committee.
but they're looking at sectioning it off like Veterans Park and then other things. We're looking at growing, like maybe help veterans, not just Veterans Park, like.
All right, well then
I mean, I still stand by you. If we
Yeah.
still are viewing this in any way as a fundraiser, then
We're
again,
just
we're not
allocate the
charging an
money over
outrageous
anywhere.
fee.
No,
And I've had ones come that they sit on a can and take donations. Well, if you pay $25 and get 50, you made money. We
Yeah.
both made money off of this transaction.
right.
So, I mean, in some regard, I do understand what you're saying, but some of my reaction has been, as Stephen said in the past, is we're trying to raise money too.
Well, the
We
not
can't
for,
just give away the farm.
yeah, the not-for-profits, why don't we try that this year because it's the 300th? We can always take it away like the flea market.
Yard sale.
I will say this, I
Yard
want to
sale.
do more research and define what we're gonna define as a nonprofit that earns that right, because you could have a whole bunch of people come out of the woodwork where it's not, you're talking about services for community, but someone could come out of the work and, well, I run a nonprofit for endangered ducks and I want a free space, like I just wanna do a little more research into what we're gonna define that as,
Right.
if you wanna go that, if this
And
committee wants to go.
you
that.
say that, we have ARC who would be there, which is
Endangered duck.
damaged ducks. Yeah,
well, if
so,
they bring damaged ducks, I think it'll be a good thing.
no,
It
you
is.
take the damaged duck to them, they fix it, but it's not for profit. You gotta give them a donation or they want you
All
to.
right, well,
Anyway.
let's look into it. That's a good idea, Devin. Let's look into it. I mean, as we get closer, we can always make the rules as we get closer.
And
Okay,
that's what I kind of mean is I just want to do a little more research on it, what it is, maybe determine how many we're talking about, like I said, and we can go from there.
lose it,
I think what's nice is this year we're getting the ideas up front
right.
ahead of time, and that's good.
The yard sale being gone, now that takes away the cars parking. Remember, that was a nightmare. I'm a yard sale. I want to bring my car down, unload it, park here and sit on the tailgate.
I actually.
They were the biggest, our most of our troubles came from the yard sale.
Although I did
Yeah.
enjoy having them maybe a different way, maybe nose the cars together with the tents behind their cars this year, so they can't get out. But I did like the idea of having their cars, letting them have their cars near the space.
Yeah.
I think that worked
Wow.
out pretty well, because we weren't trying to move them 15 times, we're trying to
Right,
get you to your
Right.
spot, now unload, you're here the whole day.
Yep, yep.
But I think I would wanna, like last year we did car, tent, car, I'd wanna nose the cars together and then have them set up their tents
Well,
right behind their cars, and then do that,
And-
like, have a line of,
did we just vote that we're not doing it? That we're not doing the yard sale?
No, we're talking about the
no, I'm
vendors.
talking about the vendors, having them, but I thought that component of it worked out nice,
Okay,
rather than trying to re-park everybody.
Yeah,
which
we
creates
can,
a whole nother area.
we can definitely, streamline.
I think we
Stream
could
it a little bit,
streamline
yeah.
it based on what we did and maybe work something out, but it
between the
worked.
not-for-profit and the vendors, it'd be really cool if we filled that whole field with tables. You know, we came
I-
close to one
before-
year,
Before COVID, I think the most we had was, we had 40 people out there.
Yeah,
right?
we always averaged around 40 since we started. 30, 40. And no rain date.
Car show still?
Car show, yep, I have. I have about 3 phone calls to different associations, still waiting to hear back on the car shows.
I think what would help with that is, I'll work with Christine before the next meeting. And we'll try and come up with what we want the prizes to be, because I think having something like that on what we're giving away might be beneficial. You know, besides the trophy and whatever, but come up with some really cool gift ideas if we can.
Well, we got the 300th anniversary this year, so we might be able to incorporate something there.
With that stuff, I'm trying to keep it simple. We can't just keep having the 300 committee stick its nose in every part of the event. So let's just be careful about briefing into it. I think this committee can work on that part of the prize.
Okay.
You know,
Good, it's a good, we're definitely to a good start. And like I said, if anybody has any ideas on performances out there, I mean, take the lead on it. If you think that's something that we're gonna like, I mean, work it.
yeah, work it and send the information so we can put it and compile it and get it out to the whole committee. So, if someone feels that it's, conflicts with something they're already working on, we make sure we're not all stepping on each other's toes when it comes to it.
All right, good. So we have a time, start time, end date, anything else?
No, I think if Christine or somebody goes to 8A, that might be a good one to check out with the vendors and tell them about ours. Because they have hundreds of vendors.
Where?
8A,
I forget the weekend. I looked at it, but yeah, I'll probably be doing that one
Yeah.
myself.
I think it's usually in May, end of April, early May.
Yep,
it's April, not around.
Which one's that?
but that's a really good
Delaware Valley
idea,
College.
Christine, to
Oh,
Delaware
get
Valley
vendors.
College.
Delaware.
They-
Got
they-
it. Got it. But that's right, 8A
When is it? April what?
21st and 22nd and 23rd.
of April.
Which is the first day of our bingo.
That's all right. There's a lot of local craft and vendor fairs in the area. So I think honestly, any day you can walk out and trip over one. So I think we'll be able to get enough contacts.
Great.
What is that, like an event?
8A?
Eight day?
Oh,
you
yeah, it's
gotta
at
do
the
that.
college.
It's on the
Right.
campus.
Oh,
Yeah.
listen, I don't know, I wish I was there last year at this event.
They have an agricultural
Right.
fair with the cows and they rate the pigs and the horses and all
Oh,
that stuff. and then there's
Delval,
food
right?
down
Delval,
to-
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then they got a big, Doylestown has a big festival too in, was it August or September? The Arts Festival?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I-
that's
yeah.
the Thompson's ride, the race,
Yeah.
bike race. Yeah,
All right. Spoke with Parks and Rec, they're still gonna sponsor the petting zoo.
And I believe that's well underway, booking that stuff.
And then they also go to volunteer too, so we should have plenty of people.
wanted to discuss the Belgian horses again. We did that at New Britain Borough event. Belgian horses with a wagon. We wagon rides. And he goes around a certain area around the,
Where's he located at?
Cedar Hill Road.
All right, because we also have Mike Coleman that's.
That's it, Coleman.
Yeah, they've
Yeah.
offered to do that too.
Yeah, but
Well,
we didn't,
Coleman's on the Deadwater farm now.
They have multiple ones.
Yeah, they bought the
I think his
Deadwater.
son is running that one.
Yeah, they bought, from Walton.
okay, well, we didn't have it last year. I think we should, that should be
So
another,
they wanna do hay rides, right?
Yeah, they said they would be willing to do it. We just. They had to get a price. We were talking to them last year. It just was too late last year to incorporate it. I think if we talk to them now. With everything, I think.
who wants to reach out to them?
I think we can take care of that staff because we have ongoing projects and a relationship with them
Okay,
for that stuff to see what. Potentially what price we might be able to get.
so next meeting, we should do the layout? Or do we have to do that sooner?
Well,
Or are
let's
you
get,
gonna,
let's get the people first and then we
I
can,
wanna kind of start building it and saying, all right, now how many vendors do we have? How much
Yeah.
space do I need for that?
okay,
do we wanna reach out, the price of food today, I was on the news the other day, like a lot of, people like in our area that are fortunate enough to have farmers and stuff. I'm wondering if, that would be okay to have farmers market, like people selling, like different farms selling their products. That's an attraction always.
We always look into that.
we have a couple. We got Tabora,
I mean, we got a lot of them.
yeah.
They're there in Doylestown.
Oh,
every-
by the
every
way,
Saturday morning.
Tabora sets up, now that I think about, it, they have a, they
But
have.
that might generate some interest.
Well, just like the Burrows Wednesday thing they have at the church over
Right.
there, which is their vendors, they pay whatever fee and they set up their produce and mushrooms and candy things and that.
I know that there's a lot of farmers, they sell like beef. Like you
Mhm.
can buy, you can,
Mm-hmm.
hate to say it on TV, but you can buy basically a cow.
Yeah.
And go halves on it or quarters or whatever. Eggs. I'm sure like the farmers would probably welcome that instead of sitting, waiting for people to come to their farm.
I got on list, we can call around and see what we got.
Yeah, put them next to me at the pumpkin painting. If I get slow, I'll sell my pumpkins.
Because that's always a good business. I mean, they set up in Doylestown a lot
Yeah,
what is it, Sunday morning?
yeah, right there in the middle of town.
Yeah.
Okay, so hay rides and possible farmers market. They're two new ideas.
And I'm thinking of this year, maybe looking elsewhere see if I can find a different style obstacle course or moon bounce. Try and change it up the way it looks, so we're not using the same. Stuff, because I know there's some different ones out there that may be a little more expensive, but might be a little more crazier and. Have more, maybe do more features, so. Look. into-
Mike, I actually got one that was inflatable axe throwing. That I had lines like you would not believe.
So maybe that's something we can add if it's not. That we can add something like that to it.
Christine, where you been?
She's been over in Hatfield.
I was hiding in Hatfield. I was waiting for you guys to call.
That's not even Bucks County.
Well, she lives in Montgomery.
Oops, sorry.
But, all right, sounds
Actually,
good.
I'm right on the line of Montgomery and Bucks, so I'm an equal opportunity person.
We got you over the line.
Yep.
All right, and how we doing on, do we want to add, I know it takes up a lot of space, but do we want to try to add as far as the, the mechanicals, the trucks and all that stuff? I know the crane was a big hit.
Yeah, I liked having the crane there. And I think
Like,
I liked that, having them in that space with the crane there is I thought that was a big draw,
yeah,
being able to see it from.
and that was neat for Bowman too. They got a lot of commercial out of that. One of the things on the 300 committee we're talking about is getting the fire company involved and doing skills and drills. At least that's what I'm calling it as of today. And they want to jump in. This is going to be after we are done But, they were potentially like the old carnival days where the other townships bring their guys and they have competition against each other. And then end up with the fire wars with the, with the cable, with the cone that the two fire trucks fight off each other. I'll get back to us on that.
We
And
we don't
see,
need to know.
and, okay, I just wanted to mention it because that would be on the far side of the touch a truck. I would assume.
Yeah, I'd have to, if we were gonna do something like that, I'd have to work it out, how it would go and,
Timing.
you know. As you're talking about other performances, maybe that's another performance, I don't know. You know, we can look and see how that ties in. I just wanna make sure we logistically make sure. Wherever we park them, if we have to move them, we're making sure it's safe where they can get in and out. I just wanna work on the logistics of that.
All right, sounds good. Anything else? Dale,
I think that's it.
Angelo, good. Everybody's good? Good meeting, good meeting. Yeah, it's a great start. This is probably a best start we had in a long time.
I think it's gonna work out great, you know, with starting all these things this early.
Yep.
I think it's gonna really.
Christine, do you have anything?
No, I'm just excited to get started.
Yeah, I mean, do what you're doing with the emails. I mean, there's no reason why we can't do a lot of things via email.
Do we need to have a Zoom meeting before the next?
No.
No,
We're okay on it?
I
Everything?
think-
Email.
I
Just read your emails, Dale.
I think we're. I think
Yes,
we're in
sir.
a good place as far as bingo goes. Especially.
This is what they look like. Two
Has my
from-
name on the top. Right, got it.
But other than that, I think everything's moving forward pretty well.
Good.
And
All right, good. Christine, great job. Michael,
Yeah,
great
thank
job.
you, Christine.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
Question.
Second.
Sec- All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting adjourned.
thank you.
Quarter off, please.
All right, have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Thanks.
Two.